If you've been paying attention to much of track and field in 2026, then you've probably made the observation that some of the best athletes in the world right now are either under threat or they've already been beaten by the younger generation. In the men's 60 meters, we saw Jordan Anthony, a 21-year-old, take down Noah Lyles and Trayvon Bromell in the United States Championships, a win that could represent the changing of the guard in American sprinting. In the pole vault, we saw the Greek pole vaulter Emmanuel Corellis fly to a crazy height of 6.17 meters, now marking him as the second highest pole vaulter in history under any condition, and he's now only getting closer to the GOAT Mondo Duplantis. It's also very much worth mentioning that in the men's 800 meters, the 17-year-old Cooper Lutkenhouse might be entering this year's World Indoor Champs as the favorite, because with his recent 144.03, he not only smashed the previous World Junior record, but he continued to prove that he really is unbeatable, as this year's season has only seen first place in every event. It really has been wild seeing younger athletes, and especially teenagers, not just performing well, but also becoming world number ones in various events. But if you had to name just one up-and-coming athlete as the teenager of the year so far, it would be hard not to pick Sam Ruth of New Zealand. From December 2025 to the present day, Sam has set the world on fire with his speed. From breaking his national youth record in the 800, to running one of the fastest 1,000 meters in junior history, to running a 13:40 in the 5,000, and then achieving the mind-melting world junior record that was his 3:48 mile in Boston. Sam has truly captivated the world's imagination as to just how fast a 16-year-old can truly run. Even Sam Tanner, Ruth's New Zealand teammate and a two-time Olympian in his own right, has been struck at just how fast and how mature Ruth's racing has been this season. Even when he's seemingly in a bad position or had a bad start, Sam just knows how to complete a race, and he never, ever gives up. I am beyond excited to see what Ruth can do for the later stages of 2026. But for now, we just got to witness Sam Ruth competing at his national championships against the best 1,500 runners in New Zealand, and it became clear very early that Sam Ruth really is in a league of his own. Now for this men's 1,500 final, Ruth had a very interesting task at hand, and that was challenging the championship record time of John Walker, who ran a 3:38.17 all the way back in 1982. And this is quite the influential time because Walker was not only a generational athlete that broke 350 for the first time, but he was also the 1976 1,500-meter Olympic champion. So for a 16-year-old to be gunning for this kind of record is really just another reminder of how generationally fast Ruth really is. Now, for this 1,500 start, it is quite incredible to see just how quickly Sam goes to the front, because after the opening 200 meters, Ruth had already strung out this field, and then with just 3 laps remaining, Sam was already starting to open up on the competition. Now, it's important to remember that Ruth was competing here against senior-level men, so by all accounts, Sam should be outclassed by their speed. But this was anything but the case, because through the first 400, Sam had already put a sizable gap on this field, and with an opening 400 split of around 57 to 57.5 seconds, he was already on pace to attack John Walker's record. Now, some people have pointed this out, and it really is a great observation, but last year in his secondary school champs, Sam ran a 3:38.62 in the 1,500 completely by himself, meaning that a 3:38 today should be very possible. And then as the laps continued, this kid really could not be stopped. With just 2 laps to go, Sam's lead had already grown to about 25 meters, and with an 800 split right around 155, it was apparent that Sam was yet again on pace to do something very special in this 1,500. And then with a 1,200 split right at 255, Sam still could challenge this 3:38. But then, as Sam got even closer to the finish, something happened, and it was something that I did not expect. With about 120 meters remaining, Sam's focus shifted. It went from the track, and he looked up into the crowd. Ruth was on pace to challenge this record of John Walker that had stood for more than 40 years, but instead, Sam soaked up the moment and more or less jogged his way to the tape. With a finishing time of 3:41.43, Sam managed to take down this field by more than 6 entire seconds. And while a 3:38 did seem very possible, it was honestly great to see Sam Ruth enjoying his title like this. It has already been a brutal past few months. It feels like each and every week, Sam has been breaking some kind of record. So to see him slow down, point to the crowd, and really enjoy this final 100 was just great to see. This time is still the equivalent of a sub 4-minute mile, which for a 16-year-old to do this with this much ease is just surreal. With this senior title, many see Ruth as a truly unstoppable force in the track world, because in addition to putting together some of the greatest time trial runs in teenage history, he's also proven to be a great championship runner. But this actually is not his first senior title, because if we rewind to 2025, he actually took the men's senior title in the 3000 with a time of 7:56.18, becoming the youngest New Zealand athlete to ever win a gold in the New Zealand Championships. And then just 1 month later, on March 9th, Ruth again ran a 1500, tying to the 100th of a second with Sam Tanner, as both athletes clocked a 3:44.31, and they were both awarded with the senior level gold medal. This means that at just 16, Ruth already has 3 national titles under his belt, which unbelievably means that each and every time he's won a national title, he has been the youngest person in New Zealand history to ever do it, as the next youngest athlete to win gold in a New Zealand Champs was Dave Norris, who won the triple jump gold back in 1957 when he was just 17 years old. I do not know exactly what will happen for the remainder of 26 for Sam Ruth. Maybe he'll break the 350 mile once again, perhaps he'll set a few more age group records. Who knows, he might even take down a few big names on the professional circuit. But ultimately, the main thing that I hope for Sam is that he continues having fun with running. It is far too common to see athletes burn out from overrunning, overracing, and overtraining. But with his extremely healthy environment around him, including Sam Ruth and his dad Ben, I think that Sam Ruth right now has the perfect environment to last long in this sport. It would have been tempting to really go for that 3:38. I mean, to go after a record of a previous Olympic champion when you're just 16 had to have been extremely alluring. But for Ruth to enjoy the moment like this really gives me hope that he still has many years left in the professional circuit. This race was a great moment for Sam Ruth, and it only adds to his collection of gold medals. But in regards to what he has done over the past 3 months, I wanted to circle back to his World Athletics page, because on this page, every single personal best that he has is, again, some kind of record. His 3000 time of 7:43 is a continental under-18 record both indoors and outdoors. His 3:33 1500 is a world junior record both indoors and outdoors. His 3:48 mile, of course, is a world under-18 best, which in my opinion, they need to change best to record. World record sounds so much better than world best. And also, when it comes to his 800 and 5000s, those are also under-18 continental records for Sam Ruth. Also, and this is just a simple conversion, but for his 7:43 in the 3000, that equates to about an 8-minute and 18-second 2-mile, which again, for a 16-year-old, is absolutely unbelievable, as that would not only break the high school national record for 2 miles, but it would obliterate it. Sam Ruth is truly a generational talent that we have never ever seen before. And with this 3:41 1500 title, he is proving that he is not going away anytime soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time.